This telecast is brought to you by Toyota, class-leading MPG, and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places. By Cache Creek Casino Resort, Northern California's premier entertainment destination. And by Heffernan, because you're different.
It is raining here at Yankee Stadium, although just a very light rain. It feels like it's just still the same as it was when we started the game last night, which it rained all through the game last night. But if there's a delay here today, it'll be just a few minutes. The umpires just having arrived at home plate for the exchange of lineup cards. The game time weather now, presented by Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. 39 degrees is the current temperature here in the Bronx. A little bit of a breeze at 10 miles per hour, could gust up to 18 miles per hour. Humidity, it's humid, and yes, and occasional rain continuing through 7 o'clock local time, which is now. Let's take a look at the wind, which played a big part in last night's game. Might have cost the Yankee catcher Wells a home run. And Javi, can you read this?
It looks like it's bouncing around this stadium. That is for sure. You're looking at the flags here. We have, it seems to be going across from left field towards right field line. But on the inside of this ballpark, as we saw last night, be ready for the pop-up dance.
Yeah, so it looks like a strong wind blowing in from left field at the moment. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup now. Brought to you by your Bay Area Chevrolet dealers. Mike Yastrzemski swinging a hot bat. He's in right field, leadoff for the second day in a row. Willie Adames, shortstop. Jung-Hoo Lee hit a 3-run homer in his first ever at bat at Yankee Stadium. Nice going. Center field hitting third. Matt Chapman is at third base. And then Elliot Ramos left field. It will be Lamont Wade Jr. who hit a 2-run double to cap that 5-run first inning rally. Had 3 RBIs in the game last night. He's at first. Wilmer Flores hits seventh, the designated hitter. Sam Huff giving Patrick Bailey a little bit of a breather today. And Huff catching, hitting 8th. And Tyler Fitzgerald, he had a 2-hit game. He's at shortstop hitting 9th for manager Bob Melvin. As the Yankees now take the field. From the Giants bullpen, Jordan Hicks coming in along with Sam Huff, having concluded his warm-ups. And on the mound for the Yankees, 25-year-old right-hander Will Warren, 8th-round draft choice out of Southeast Louisiana. 4 years ago, the Yankees drafted him out of college.
Yeah, and he's a guy that has performed well for them in the minor leagues. Has not been able to kind of establish himself yet at the big league level. But when he's right, you're going to see the 2-seamer both try to get it back on that outside corner and a sweeper to go along with that. An occasional 4-seamer as well. But you see the numbers there. The 6 earned runs in just those 9 innings. His deepest he's gone is 5 innings so far. And let's see what else he features. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. And you'll see that sweeper primarily going to use that. The 4-seamer is also at the top of the zone. But he's going to see a lot of sinker, the occasional changeup as well. But it's up to the Giants to see exactly where that is on StatCast, right in the middle of the zone, and try to do some damage like they did last night against Stroman. Let's take a look at the Yankees defense, brought to you by Walk-Up Personal Injury Law, and it's going to start in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Jason Dominguez, Cody Bellinger, and Aaron Judge. Left side of the infield is Oswaldo Cabrera and Anthony Volpe. Right side, Jazz Chisholm Jr. and Paul Goldschmidt and Austin Wells will be doing the catching.
And there is Judge, and he gives a young fan a souvenir that will be treasured for a long time to come, I'm sure. He didn't even throw it to me. He just walked right over to me and he handed it to me like he was my best friend.
The perks of being 6'7".
So here we go. Game 2 of the series. The Giants with a 9-1 win last night. And it was a game where, with 1 inning pitched by Spencer Bivens, the rest of the bullpen totally rested now for 2 days in a row, including the scheduled day off on Thursday. And here is Warren. We are underway. First pitch fastball in there for a called strike. And strike two. Well, he's thrown him 2 straight four-seam fastballs, and just like that, ahead of him, 0-2. Like he used the four-seam fastball to steal strikes from Yaz. I'm saying I think Yaz was looking for maybe something else.
I think he's looking for that sinker again. That's his primary pitch, but he's, like you mentioned, attack with a four-seamer right now. But yeah, it's 1 for 2 last night. Couple runs scored, double and a walk. So you find himself back in the leadoff spot.
Off the outside, Yaz with a .465 on base average. Spanish audio for this game is available on the SAP channel. Brought to you by your Northern California Honda dealers. 2-2 now to Yastrzemski. Ooh, that was close. Called a ball.
John, we saw a lot of these last night. He's able to work it to a full count. Giants hitter's been very stingy so far.
Full count. Strike 3 call on the outside corner. Well, Yaz never swung the bat.
No, gets that sweeper call for a ball, so he's thinking he's going to get a same call again. But give some credit to Will Warren, able to hit that spot. And Ryan Addington brings him up.
Adames, first ball swinging. Chaz Chisholm throws him out. Couple of very different approaches. Yastrzemski was up there, saw 6 pitches and never swung the bat, and Adames swung at the first pitch he saw. 2 down. It is brutally cold. The wind chill apparently is around 34 degrees. Now Jung-Hoo Lee, a bit high, ball 1. Lee was asked about the conditions here last night, and he said that he was sure in the KBO, where he used to play in South Korea, that they never would have started that game in those conditions. Of course, and then he went out and had maybe the best game of anybody in that game last night. 3-run homer, his first ever at bat at Yankee Stadium. 1-1 facing Will Warren. Now 2-1. The umpiring alignment showing Ryan Addington calling the balls and strikes, and on the bases Ryan Wills, Lance Barksdale, the crew chief, and Will Little, the third base umpire. And he laid off. Kind of tantalized him with that high fastball, 94 miles an hour, but he laid off. 3-1 the count.
Yeah, like you mentioned, got that first home run last night in Yankee Stadium. 9 extra base hits, tied for 5th in Major League Baseball.
There's a strike down the middle, belt high. Full count now, 3-2. It was his first home run of the year. He also has 7 doubles and a triple. Also knocked in 7 runs, a .404 on base average. And he draws the walk. So his on base average goes up a little bit more.
The Giants drew 11 walks last night. So like I said, they've been working these Yankees pitchers so far, and very nice at bat to keep the line moving.
And what did the Yankees pitchers threw last night? 163 pitches?
163 pitches to get 17 outs.
Matt Chapman, and he missed it. 0-1 the count. Chapman, his average has been sliding here lately, although last night he got to the plate 4 times and reached base 3 times with walks. Scored 2 runs. And that's a ball too low. So Chapman was he was a table setter in the game last night.
Really was. 3 walks. I mean, the last time he did that was June 5th against Arizona at Arizona last season.
1-1 the count. And right to third. Cabrera reached down and caught it about shin high. Now Hicks will head to the mound. Giants nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat now against Jordan Hicks. Let's take a look at the Yankees batting order now, brought to you by your Bay Area Chevrolet dealers. It'll be Ben Rice who leads off, the designated hitter. Aaron Judge moves up to the 2 spot. The big slugger, Cody Bellinger, third in center field. Paul Goldschmidt hit leadoff last night. He's hitting cleanup at first base. Jazz Chisholm, second base. Anthony Volpe, shortstop, batting 6th. And Austin Wells, the catcher, 7th. Jason Dominguez, a highly touted rookie in left field. He's a switch hitter, 8th. And Cabrera, Oswaldo Cabrera, third base, another switch hitter, and he'll bat 9th.
Yeah, taking the map for the Giants, Jordan Hicks. See the numbers there, just 3 walks in those 11 and third innings, 11 strikeouts. The velocity's been there for him. He's off to a great start. Last time out, earned a no decision after allowing just 3 runs, all earned on 6 hits, with 5 strikeouts to go in those 5 1/3 against the Mariners.
So Ben Rice, powerful left-handed batter, a called strike. Now Hicks is going to face 6 guys who will bat left-handed against him. Starting with Rice, only Judge, Goldschmidt, and Volpe are right-handed hitters with a righty on the mound. Little bit low, a ball on a strike. 0-0, last of the first. No 5-run first inning for the Giants today. In the dirt, 2-1. It started to rain, what, 20 minutes, 30 minutes before the scheduled start of the game. Just a light rain while they were getting the field ready. But the forecast is not calling for a bunch of rain. It's supposed to really be clearing up. This is Adames, the wet baseball, and he got him. 1 away.
Well, that was a nice sinker there. Let's see what else Jordan Hicks features here 2025. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, and you're going to see a lot of that sinker. 66, almost 67% of the time. Sweeper to go along with it. The occasional splitter. Fastball's up for chase, but the velocity is what's been nice there. As you can see, the 97.7 up in that top tier of elite in Major League Baseball.
Here's the great slugger. The sinker ran just off the inside. Ball 1. 97-mile-an-hour sinker right there. A lot of movement to the great power hitter in the game, or I guess you have to put Ohtani in that short list. Although Aaron Judge has hit over 50 homers in a year 3 times in his career, going back to 2017. Hit 58 last year. A couple years before that, hit 62, and all the way back in 2017, his first full season in the big leagues, he hit 52 home runs. 2-1. And a little bit low. 3-1. Now last night, he walked his first 2 times up against Robbie Ray, and he does tend to draw a lot of walks. 1 out, nobody on. Ground ball, base hit. Hit very hard on the ground at 115 miles an hour.
Let's take a look at the Giants defense, brought to you by Walk-Up Personal Injury Law. Starting in the outfield from left to right be Elliot Ramos, Lee, and Mike Yastrzemski. Left side of the infield be Chapman and Adames. Right side Fitzgerald and Wade Jr. and Sam Huff getting the start behind the plate this afternoon.
Giants middle infield pulled in a bit now. Double play depth. Adames at short and Fitzgerald at second. High in the air to left field, going back. Still going back. Ramos at the wall. He leaps. He can't get it. Judge keeps on running. Heading home. Heading for third. The throw there too late. A triple for Bellinger. 1-0 Yankees.
He gets a first pitch sinker, or looks like a little breaker, but it looked like a fly ball the way he threw the bat. He thought it was a fly ball, and then that ball just kept going and going. And we talked about how these winds have been playing tricks last night and even early this afternoon, as Ramos just mistimes jump. Just kicks off the glove. And an unfortunate defensive read by Ramos as the Yankees jump on the board 1-0.
Well, and the wind factors that we were showing, that graphic that we showed, that made it look like anything to left field would really get knocked down. And it would seem to be just the opposite. First triple for Bellinger. And I thought it was just a high fly ball when he hit it.
He did too.
Right center field. Lee on the move into the gap. Now Yastrzemski calls him off. He makes the catch, but that will get Bellinger home. He's got a lot of speed. Sacrifice fly for Goldschmidt. 2-0 Yankees. So 2 down, nobody on, but 2 runs in. And Jazz Chisholm will come up. I know in the old Yankee Stadium, oftentimes there would be a wind that would blow in, and the field that it would blow in from, the actual way the ball would play was the field where the ball would get great carry. And I'm wondering if there's something along those lines now, because the wind seems to be blowing in from left. If it hits the big superstructure, and it's big. This ballpark is very large, and if that wind just turns around and starts running out toward left field. Now it's 1-2 to Jazz Chisholm.
Well, you just saw the way Ramos was playing. I think he was expecting a routine fly ball, maybe a couple steps back, and the ball kept drifting on him.
Lee back and gets there. Right at the edge of the track. Well, last 4 Yankees who batted hit the ball hard. They lead 2-0. Ramos coming up.
Cast is brought to you by Clark Pest Control. For over 75 years, California's leader in pest control technology.
We're at Yankee Stadium in New York City, and the Yankees have jumped ahead with 2 first-inning runs of the Giants, and Elliot Ramos will lead off here in the second inning against Will Warren for the Giants, with Lamont Wade Jr. and Wilmer Flores to follow. In between innings, the grounds crew came out and they sprinkled a lot of that Turfus or Diamond Dry, or there are a lot of different brand names for it.
Kitty litter works as well.
They're
going to reload, that's for sure. They need to reload on them. They've used a lot of Diamond Dry.
Yeah. So we started with a light rain falling, and it's still a little bit wet, just very light though. So Warren to Ramos, and a called strike right on the outside corner. 93-mile-an-hour sinker. Had that movement coming back. On 2, one out there again, this time with that sweeper, which apparently it really is a different pitch. There's an actual pitch that's they're calling the sweeper, and he throws it with very high spin rate, really a big break to it, hard break.
Yeah, 3,000 RPMs. I mean, he can spin it. It has a lot of movement. We have great vantage point. It almost starts behind the right-handed hitter. It goes all the way across the plate.
Deep right center field. And up against the wall and over the wall. Well, too bad. If it had stayed on the field, he might well have had a triple, but he'll have to stop with a double.
Well, he takes care of this fastball, tries to get the chase of that 4-seam at the top of the zone, gets his hands on top of it. Great piece of hitting. We've seen the power that Ramos has the other way. He uses a big part of the field better than anybody, and gets a runner in scoring position for the Giants.
So now Wade. Giants down 2-0. Mighty cut. Wade went after one down the middle. There's been some swinging and missing going on that fastball right out over the plate so far for the Giants. Will Warren. Now he's off the outside.
Ramos needed that one. He was in a little 0 for 15 slide these last 4 games. Still was able to get on base last night, so he'd been safe now 12 of the last 14 games.
Too high. Good eye there by Lamont Wade Jr. Wade got a lot of pitches up above the strike zone last night and never swung at any of them. They showed us some numbers on that earlier.
He doubled his walk total from the season last night, drawing a pair.
Wade saw, I guess it was 11 pitches above the strike zone, never swung at any of them. And he saw 3 below the knees, below the zone, swung at one of those. That's the Wade that we got used to watching the last few years. And he just got a piece of that one to stay alive.
Yeah, he's able to work the count last night. We saw the good eyes there. Again, the hits aren't coming quite yet for him, but when he could draw the walks, that's what he is. He's an on-base machine. He draws 62 walks last season.
He had a 380 on-base average. Runner at second, nobody out. Down the right field line, foul.
Sounded like he broke his bat, and he did.
Another changeup from Warren, 2 in a row, and had him out front. So he's got a new piece of wood, and he'll make sure he's got some sticky stuff there on the handle. Lamont, really slow start. He only had 5 hits and 40 at bats. Although, if you're only going to get 5 hits, extra base hits.
Might as well make them count.
Good way to go. He's got 3 doubles, a triple, and a homer. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. After a couple of changeups, Warren gave him the 93-mile-an-hour fastball there. And That one might have shaken up Austin Wells a little bit.
And almost got Wilmer on the on-deck circle.
All right, the plate umpire giving Wells a little time to shake that off. Right, oh man. Hello. 2-2 the count to Lamont Wade Jr. Will Warren will try it again. And caught by Goldschmidt. One away.
Range Rover engineered to win, and it's the RBI leaders this season in the major leagues. And of course, we talked about it with Aaron Judge leading the way with 20, and just across town, Pete Alonso with 18. But Wilmer down there saying, "Hey, not so fast, my friends. I got 15 out there in the Bay." He's making his hits count.
6th, tied with Suzuki of the Cubs for 6th in the majors.
And he's got 12 hits, 5 homers, 5 of those being home runs. That ain't bad.
Sometimes it's not just how many hits you get, it's when you get them. 1 strike to count. Base hit could mean a run. Well off the outside there at 93 miles an hour. Giants jumped ahead last night. It was really a one-sided game most of the way through. They had a 5-run first. Much different makeup already in this one. Right center field. Still going. Way back there. And adios, pelota. I'm not sure I saw that one coming. Just a high fly ball, and it would not come down. The Giants have tied the game. Make that 17 RBIs for Wilmer Flores.
Now 13 hits, 6 home runs on the season. Showing that oppo power. We talk about that there's a little jet stream usually going out to right center, gets a sinker right down the middle, and he does not miss it. Just catch the ball with the barrel. That's exactly what he does, and throws it right out into the Yankees bullpen. Tie ball game.
Strike 1 now to Sam Huff. Wilmer, man, it's great to feel like a young athlete again. Wilmer was just banged up and never really healthy last year, and he said he felt he had a lot to offer. He was on a mission coming back with the Giants this year, and he has gotten off to a great start. 6 homers, 17 batted in now.
Now you just see it right there, head down, great extension, just catches it with that barrel. Great power the other way.
Three and 1 now to Huff.
And this is a guy that's got some thump. You see the numbers there, the 10 homers in the big leagues, limited action, but he's got some power. See if he bought himself a sinker.
3 and 2.
Challenged him
right down the middle. Wilmer, he hit the ball. It wasn't like he didn't hit it hard. He hit it 102 miles an hour, but it carried extremely well. Back to the screen. Came right after another fastball, more in the inner half that time. By the way, Wilmer Flores, of course, we remember him for a long time with the New York Mets here in New York City, but that home run is the first time he's ever hit a home run at Yankee Stadium. Strike 3 call. Second called third strike recorded by Warren.
both of them on the sweeper. Just those shots of Flores casually just sitting in the dugout. No big deal. Hey guys, he threw a sinker right into my barrel.
On the outside to Tyler Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald had 2 hits last night and a steal. .257 average. His average has been ascending here lately. 2-2 score. And right on the outside at the belt, 0-2.
Yeah, he's 5 for 11 in his last 4 games. So kind of riding it a little bit here, but now he's got a battle with 2 strikes on him. 25th pitch of the inning coming up here too, so the Giants once again being able to work a pitcher a little bit.
1-2.
Big misfire there. You want to make it close so you get maybe a swing out of it, but that was an easy take for Fitzgerald.
And he does come back to strike him out with that big sweeping breaking ball. But Wilmer Flores, right center field. Tell it bye-bye, baby, as Russ Hodges used to say. 2-2 now.
This telecast is brought to you by Astound. Astound Internet gives you more. More speed and reliability. Live more with Astound.
Hot dog. I hope it's hot, because you need something to keep you warm, keep your hands warm. I don't think those guys are dressed warmly enough. A Giants fan and a Yankee fan enjoying the game together here. Giants Yankees from the big ballpark in the Bronx. 2-2 tie, and a called strike 1 from Jordan Hicks to Anthony Volpe. Austin Wells on deck. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Volpe, one of only 3 right-handed hitters in the Yankee lineup against the right-hander Jordan Hicks. Working from the stretch. Ooh. Beauty. Swinging strike.
Yeah, this is the what he's trying to do is have a quick inning and put up a 0, get that shutdown inning for the Giants as they went ahead and tied this ball game in the top of the second. So work quick. Bottom half of the order here. Get the boys back in the dugout. They got Warren on the ropes early.
2-2. It is a little sloppy out there. Robbie Ray said last night that it was never really good conditions, but it did get more and more sloppy. That is strike 3 called.
It's a beautiful slider there for the punch out. Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of Authentics jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your San Francisco Giants gear.
2-2 tie. Here is Austin Wells. Wells almost hit a home run here last night.
Take another look at the buckling of this slider right down the middle, but Volpe no chance. Well,
he's got that one right at the knees going again. 1-1. Wells hit that one last night, and he admitted after the game, says, I didn't think there was any question it was going to be a long home run.
Yeah, he thought about it. Yeah, he threw the bat, he stared in the dugout, and I think that's when they were telling him, hey, you better hustle.
And that was a hard wind blowing in last night. But he's got a base hit. Line shot. Right center. Yaz over to cut it off in the alleyway. Hit number 3 for the Yankees.
That was a real nice job by Yastrzemski. That was 108 off the bat, and it kept skipping on that wet turf, and you thought maybe I was going to scoot by him, but he's able to cut it off, took a good angle to it, and hold him at first base.
Jason Dominguez. Real highly touted prospect out of the Yankees farm system. Dominguez is only 22 years old. A little bit low. He's a switch hitter. He's a Jason with 2 S's from the Dominican Republic. Not a big guy, 5 feet 10 inches tall, but very solidly built.
Yeah, like you mentioned, he's a prospect for them. It's a guy that they really think is going to come into his own here in the pinstripes, but it's just trying to find him some consistent playing time.
Foul off the left field line. Dominguez so far this year has had 39 at bats and 8 hits, 1 homer and 3 doubles. Middle infielders double play depth. 2-1. And a new ball. We're getting a new ball in just about every pitch, right?
Yeah, and that's going to be pretty standard as long as this rain keeps falling. It's lightening up, but just going to be annoying all afternoon.
Big rip fastball on the outside at 95. 2-2 the count. Tomorrow's game, the 3rd and final game of the series. Really cool matchup. Logan Webb for the Giants and Carlos Rodon for the Yankees. 10:35 a.m. first pitch on the West Coast. That splitter a little bit low. 3-2.
He's kind of got a feel for that splitter this inning, but he hasn't just been able to keep it over the plate. It is darting and diving, but he's got to give it a little more chance.
3-2. We'll keep an eye on Wells at first. He's not running. Strike 3 call. Dominguez thought he had himself a walk.
Gutsy call, well executed. Get a big punch out there. Goes with the sweeper. Gets the call. It's off the plate a little bit, but Huff with great presentation gets the call. Huge pitch.
Oswaldo Cabrera now. Switch hitter. Batting lefty. A little bit off the outside with a sinker. 1 ball, no strike. 97-mile-an-hour sinker. And he's had that speed on the sinker and occasional 4-seamer. We've seen him hit 99, even 100 on occasion with his fastball so far this year. But he's behind Cabrera now, 2-0. Cabrera, 26 years old, from Venezuela.
You talk about Hicks throwing 100. He threw the hardest pitch ever thrown by a Giant in his last start. 100.5.
Along the left field line, and hits the netting along the side. Ramos gave chase, taking nothing for granted.
I think this is one of those times if you're a position player, you don't mind chasing it. Keep the legs loose, stay running around a little bit, moving around.
We got some serious wind chill factors going. 2 down, runner at first. 2-2 now to Cabrera. Sinker
Yeah, he just got gassed right there. Just tardy on that swing.
Leadoff man Ben Rice on deck. Wells the runner at first. 2-2 the score. That's a base hit. Lee cuts it off in the alleyway. Around to third goes Wells. Yankees have 4 hits already.
Yeah, tried to come back with it, and he just kept the shorten up that stroke with the swing. He was able to put barrel to it and serves it out in a center field. Give credit where credit's due. He did make a swing change. Just short to it. Let the pitcher provide the power. He does exactly that, and allows the Yankees to turn the lineup over.
And you're back into some big time power with Ben Rice, who's hitting leadoff in this one. Grounded to short his first time. Ball 1. Yankees got a couple of runs in the first. The Yankees got 2 runs right back in the second. There is Aaron Judge on deck. Left field line, twisting back and out of play. Only 318 to the foul pole in the left field corner. Only 314 to the right field foul pole in Yankee Stadium. Left field, it goes out rather quickly from 318. It's 399 to left center. There's the 314 in the right field corner. 385 way out in really deep right center field. Just got a piece of it. 1-2 the count. That might have been a splitter right there.
That was, and that's the 23rd pitch. So give the Yankees credit. They've been able to make Jordan Hicks work here in the bottom of the second inning. And you know, with Ben Rice, you got to be careful. He has been feasting off right-handed pitching this year. So nice job to be able to mix it up by Jordan Hicks.
2 on, 2 out, and Cabrera back at first.
Doesn't have a stolen base yet this season, but he is a guy that can run a little bit.
Yankees in their first 13 games have stolen 12 times. 1-2 the count. Very much out of the strike zone with that 4-seam fastball.
And this is a closer mode kind of situation for him. He's reaching back for a little extra. Just overcooked that sinker a little bit.
2-2, 2 down, 2 on. And back with a splitter. And it's a full count. Not coming easy right now for Jordan Hicks. This will be his 42nd pitch already. We're only in the second inning. Runner at first. Cabrera ready to take off with Wade playing behind him. There goes the runner, and a foul.
And he challenged him. 3-2 fastball right down the middle. He's like, here it comes, you hit it.
Wells the runner at third. Cabrera ready to take off again from first. There he goes. And he walked him. Came back with the breaking ball and missed with it. His first walk. Man, yeah. Kind of the last thing in the world we'd want to do is end up walking a guy with Aaron Judge coming up. And now the bases are loaded. J.P. Martinez, the pitching coach, out to talk to Jordan Hicks.
This is twofold here. This is talking about scenario and also giving him a breather. We talked about he's thrown 43 pitches now in this ball game in an inning and 2/3, and he's just trying to calm him down, let him get his rhythm back, and then you're going to game plan here with Huff the best you can.
He's thrown 27 pitches just in this inning.
Yeah, and you look at his cleats are just definitely caked right now. So he's trying to figure out, take a little walk, figure out what's going on, but try to find a rhythm, because like you mentioned, this is not how you want to be facing Aaron Judge with people on.
Judge, 6 homers, 20 batted in so far this year in the first 13 games. Right field line, slicing out of play. Foul.
That was a reach back there, 98.
Judge has hit 1 grand slam this year already. He's got 9 grand slams in his career. Bases loaded, 2 down. Ooh, high and tight. 97 with the sinker there.
It's a good miss. If you're going to miss, that's exactly where you want to do it. Straighten him up a little bit if you can. Protect the outside corner for that sweeper when he decides to go with the slider.
The shortstop. And the inning is over. Adames to Fitzgerald. Living dangerously. 2-2 on to the 3rd.
Hey, John, did you know America's favorite sakes are brewed right here in the Bay Area?
No.
Check out takarasake.com to learn more about their flagship Shochikubai sakes and plan your visit to their tasting room in Berkeley.
What's the name of that again?
Shochikubai.
All right. Thanks for that timely reminder.
It's delicious.
We're at Yankee Stadium, which ordinarily it's just so cool to come to Yankee Stadium at any time, but beautiful. This is the new Yankee Stadium, but not the best weekend to be here or to be out of doors, because it seems like winter returned. We have friends who live across the river in New Jersey, and they told us it was sleeting all through the game last night over there, and then it snowed during the night. So that's the kind of weather we've been having this weekend with the Giants in town. Yaz coming up here as we start the 3rd inning. And the Grayton Resort and Casino leaderboard, and we're particularly interested in on-base percentage leaders this season. And Yastrzemski began the day in 6th place, 465 in all of Major League Baseball. Marcell Ozuna, Atlanta #1, Pete Alonso, and Alonso, what a start he's had for the Mets in the National League. Wilyer Abreu also red hot for the Red Sox. George Springer up in Toronto. Big kind of a comeback season for Springer. And Will Smith with the Dodgers off to a great start. And then Yaz just a little bit ahead of Aaron Judge. Yaz, though, struck out looking his first time in this game. And he takes one. Man, he's taken several right down the middle so far.
Hasn't swung the bat quite yet.
He saw 6 pitches and struck out looking in the 1st inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, that was kind of a moment for Jordan Hicks. Talk about living dangerously. Bases loaded, and Aaron Judge up there. That's where the whole game can get just turned around big time. And he got him. Check swing by Yaz. An appeal? No. Says Will Little. Now I guarantee you Will Little is somewhere in all that. There's Judge out in right field. He got short sleeves on. Too high with the sweeper, and it's 3-1. Willie Adames is on deck, and then Jung-Hoo Lee. There's Judge. He has a long sleeve on this right arm and short sleeve on the left. And right on the inside. 3-2. Yeah, I thought maybe had him walk there.
His fourth 3-ball count, third full count for Warren in this game.
Yeah, and both times Yaz has been up there, the count has gone full. Struck him out. And a belt high fastball. That kind of riding fastball.
The Giants' next homestand starts April 21st and leads off 4-game series against the Milwaukee Brewers. See Patrick Bailey and the Giants take on Jackson Chourio and the Brewers Monday, April 21st through April 24th. Grab those tickets at sfgiants.com/tickets.
Adames. Hello. Look out. Well, when the Brewers opened the season here, it was at Yankee Stadium. And the Yankees had a game where they hit 9 home runs against them and hit 15 home runs in the 3-game series. And I'm sure Brewers fans are starting to think, uh-oh, this might not be a good season for the Crew. There's a pop-up, and the perennial Gold Glover, Goldschmidt, handles it in foul ground. So Adames is out, number 2. But the Brewers have turned things around rather abruptly. They now lead the National League Central Division. After all of that carnage, their pitching staff just got dismantled here for 3 games. And since then, they've turned things around rather nicely. They've a lot of excellent talent on that Milwaukee ball club. We mentioned Chourio. He was Rookie of the Year last year, but they also still have Christian Yelich, veteran, outstanding power hitter. Lee, and I don't know, Lee looked a little frustrated with himself there after that swing, but they're giving him the whole area around third base. Third baseman is almost over to shortstop. 2 down. Lee drew a walk his first time. And Warren's curveball is too low. 1-2. Lee, who last night had a 3-run homer and also walked twice, was on base 3 out of 4 times, and got a walk his first time in this game. Two and 2 the count. That was the. In fact, it's over 50 pitches now. 54 pitches thrown by Warren in this game. He had a 26-pitch second inning where the Giants scored their 2 runs. 2-2. We're in the 3rd. He had him 0-2.
He did. He likes full counts.
How many is that now? This is
that's his 4th full count. And it's Yastrzemski saw 2, and then Lee's now seen the other 2. It's 5th 3-ball count.
And that's caught by Volpe. Well, Volpe was playing him up the middle. Had to move back a little closer to shortstop to catch that one. 3 up, 3 down.
Go this season and stream the games on NBC Sports app. Brought to you by Toyota.
Got some Giants-looking rain slickers out there, and their giant caps on. Hey, the San Francisco sports fans bar here in New York City, Finity's, which closed, pandemic
COVID,
hit,
yeah,
and they're reopening. And when the Giants come back in town to play the Mets the 1st of August, they'll have some of those buses running where Giants fans can catch the buses, and they'll have a section together out in the stands at Citi Field where the Mets play their home games. So glad to hear that. A Bay Area person's home away from home when they're in New York. 0-2 now to Cody Bellinger, who hit a triple, one that just would not come down and seemed to fool left fielder Elliot Ramos back in this first inning. Now time asked for by Bellinger. That's your one chance for some gamesmanship, I guess, to try to get under the pitcher's skin a little bit. Down he goes. So much for that.
He said, I got a game for you. Chase this.
But they don't just call timeout. The pitch misses and they say, oh, timeout. They wait until the clock gets down to a certain, and then they say, oh, timeout. But they can only do it the one time. Now Goldschmidt hit a sacrifice fly his first time. Strike one. 94. Been a busy day already for Jordan Hicks. He threw 46 pitches the first 2 innings, 30 in the second. Ended up with the bases loaded and Aaron Judge up, and he got through it. He lived to tell the story.
He's been working hard, and that's a lot of that is predicated on the conditions themselves. The mound constantly getting worked out, inning by inning. Now you can see the amount of diamond dry that's on the mound and at home plate. Even the baselines down to first base. It's just a lot of work that this grounds crew putting in. You can see how muddy his cleats are.
2-1. And a foul out of play. He got in under the hands at 96 miles an hour. Goldschmidt off to a really hot start, at least for base hits. Goldschmidt has only driven in 4 runs so far this year. 1 home run. 360 batting average. Now throwing the wet baseball, Matt Chapman. 2 down.
And a splitter there to get the ground ball.
So here comes Jazz Chisholm. Jazz hit a fly ball into fairly deep center field that was caught by Jung-Hoo Lee back in the first inning. That ended the first inning. A called strike. Nicely placed right on the outside, right at the knees. One ball, one strike. Tomorrow's game, 10:35 a.m. Logan Webb for the Giants, Carlos Rodon for the Yankees. 10:35, 10 a.m. Giants pregame live on NBC Sports Bay Area. Wow, Rod Wade Jr. had a homing device in his glove on that one. That's a fairly quick inning for Hicks. He needed one.
This telecast is brought to you by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places. And by Cache Creek Casino Resort, Northern California's premier entertainment destination.
Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Giants 2, Yankees 2 as we start the 4th inning now. And I don't know, is it still raining a little bit, or is it just really cold and windy now?
Maybe a little drizzle of anything.
Matt Chapman quickly 0-1. 91-mile-an-hour sinker from Will Warren. Pitch number 57 for Warren. Jordan Hicks has thrown 57 through 3. Chapman lined out to third his first time. Chopper. Cabrera on the run in the dirt. Scooped out for the putout by the Gold Glover, Paul Goldschmidt.
Nice play. No ground ball is going to be easy. Comes in, charges, gets it on the short hop, fumbles the exchange a little bit, able to control it, and a nice pick, like you mentioned, by Paul Goldschmidt on the other end.
Well, Goldie, he has been a security blanket for many an infielder for a long time. Now Ramos, called strike. Ramos hit a long double to right center field that hopped over the wall into the Yankee bullpen, leading off the second. That started a 2-run rally for the Giants. It's 2-2 as we play here in the 4th inning. Miserable day here in New York. Late afternoon. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's a nice pitch there by Warren to get up in the count. Slider, tight bite to it.
1-2. Ramos, you pointed it out when he hit that double. And hadn't had many hits for a few days. 0 for his last 15, but he's been hitting extra base hits. He had that stretch the first 6 games. He had 1 extra base hit in every game. In center field, that's high and getting blown about by the wind as Bellinger takes it. 2 down.
But he'd been finding ways to get on base too. That's the one thing you always want to, if you're not hitting, find a way to get on base. And Ramos had done a nice job of that. He had, coming into today, he had gotten on base 11 of his last 13 games. So even though he wasn't hitting, he was still creating some traffic.
So Ramos now 1 for 2 in this one. Here's Wade. Wade blistered one, a liner, but right to the first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. Oh, and 2. Two down, nobody on. Warren, who you wouldn't have given much for his chances to be around in this game for very long. The way things were going early in the game, he had 42 pitches thrown in 2 innings. But he retired the Giants in order in the 3rd inning. He's gotten 2 out with nobody on here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, and most he's gone so far this year is 5 innings. So it's not an innings eater kind of guy. Aaron Boone is looking for somebody to try to take charge, and right now he's trying to reel in that pitch count, as this will be the 68th pitch coming up here. But you know, really settled in after what you mentioned, rough start.
Wade, Goldschmidt has another one. Wow. Goldschmidt, big part of that 1-2-3 inning. Still 2-2.
Welcome back to the broadcast booth presented by Lazy Boy, and we're bundled up as we can be here. John Miller and I just kind of trying to stay warm in a 2-2 ball game. At least we got some cover, right? We're not sitting in the rain and having to play in it.
Well,
it's chilly.
You don't have to ask us to wash our hands when we use the facilities here at Yankee Stadium. We get the water as hot as we can, and we wash them for some 10, 15 minutes at a time. We're doing anything we can to try and stay warm. I can't imagine what it must be like if you're a player out there, or especially the pitcher like Jordan Hicks or Will Warren, because it's a little sloppy, a little muddy out there and wet.
Yeah, they're doing
so
anything
cold.
they can to just try to get off that mound as quick as possible. But the grounds crew's doing a heck of a job. They've been out there every single half inning trying to fix up what they can.
Anthony Volpe leads off against Jordan Hicks. Hicks just had his first 1-2-3 inning. He retired Bellinger, Goldschmidt, and Chisholm in succession in the third. Trying to rein in his pitch count a little bit. That's a called strike now. It's 1-1 to Volpe. Volpe struck out looking his first time. Austin Wells is on deck. That bounced in there. 2-1. Volpe's a young guy. He's only 23 years old. Not a big guy either. He's a middle infielder built for speed, but he's got some pop. He's got 4 home runs with his torpedo bat so far this year. Now 3-1. And it's a leadoff walk.
Elevate your game day experience with a Giant Suite. Treat your guests to one of Oracle Park's many premium spaces. Experience a newly renovated suite level for an upcoming game against the Brewers, Rangers, or the Rockies. Learn more about that and buy online at sfgiants.com/suites.
When you walk Volpe, you're really kind of inviting some trouble because he has a lot of speed. There's a strike to Austin Wells. Volpe last year, his second year in the big leagues, he stole 28 bases, only got thrown out 7 times. 24 steals the year before as a rookie. 0-2 now to Austin Wells, who hit a single his first time. Hit it very hard. Powerful left-handed hitters. Austin Wells. Jason Dominguez, young guy, on deck. Wells is only 25. Too high. The Yankees have another starting pitcher that went on the injured list today. Last night's starter, Marcus Stroman, placed on the injured list. Hurt his knee, I guess, in that terrible first inning last night. In the dirt. Now they one hop throw to first.
Oh.
Great save there by Wade.
I think he got the assist from Volpe. I think it hit him in the hand. The left hand kind of, or maybe it was the right. I'm not sure which one, but I think he got an assist from Volpe. Let's see. Yeah, got him right in the right hand.
Ouch.
He's got the oven mitt on. He's okay. He got dual oven mitts going.
So Wade never even touched it. 2-2 the count to Wells. 3-2. Well, this is all very similar to what we saw last night. There were a lot of 0-2s to 3-2. Pitchers battling the opposing hitter, and the elements maybe even just as much.
No question. It's just a difficult time to be out there pitching.
Well, we'll keep an eye on Volpe. 3-2 the count. He runs and a foul. Volpe will turn around and go back. Volpe, we mentioned his stolen base total. He only has 1 steal so far this year.
Been caught twice.
And he got that steal last night in the second inning. 3-2. We'll expect to see Volpe running again here. He's not running, and a broken bat flare and caught by Adames. Was there ever a time when you were on the mound that you would like to have seen an infielder just let the ball drop, and maybe you could get rid of the speedster and let the catcher become the new?
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. There are times where you kind of sit there and you're like, come on, let it drop. But give Wells credit there that he's able to kind of just hustle down the line and kind of force that play. I think he wanted to, but when you jam a guy like that, there's going to be all kinds of spin. So just go ahead, and a day like today, just get the out.
So there's a little more to it. If you let it bounce, where's it going to bounce to?
I kind of think that would be the case, just the way the field is playing right now. As you can see, he has nothing left when he takes his swing. That bat gets cut in two. We got action. What do we got? Here we go.
The plate umpire Additon and the second base umpire, the crew chief Barksdale, having a little interaction there between pitches, and strike one to Jason Dominguez, the 22-year-old playing left field for the Yankees in this game. He struck out looking his first time, and that's in there. 97-mile-an-hour sinker. 0-2 the count.
Well, let's see if he goes for the punch out here, or just tries to get him to reach for something and roll it up. One pitch away with his sinker. He gets lots of ground balls.
Softly hit, and they get the lead runner, the fast-moving Volpe, with Adames covering. 2 down.
Good use of the splitter there. Gets ahead with 2 fastballs. Speeds him up to then slow him down right there. Took the legs out of the swing. He's just trying to make contact. Just not hit hard enough to Lamont Wade Jr. to make the turn all the way, but gets a speedy Volpe like you mentioned.
And now Oswaldo Cabrera with 2 down, and Dominguez aboard.
Dominguez can run a little bit too. He's got only one stolen base on the season so far.
There is Ramos, inning over, and that's a fairly quiet inning. On to the 5th.
Your California Ford dealers. It was the first ever game at Candlestick. Took place 65 years ago today. 42,000 strong in attendance. Vice President Richard Nixon was there. Giant owner Horace Stoneham. Giants beat the Cardinals 3-1 behind a complete game by Sam Jones. 65 years ago today.
Everybody was excited. It was very festive. It was a day for not just the sports fans, but the society section of the Chronicle, the Examiner. They sent those writers out as well. The elite in high society would attend the opener. Good day to see fashion in full flower. Wilmer, at least that's what I read in the paper as a 1960. I was 8 years old, but we had our subscription.
Which I was going to say, you love to read the paper.
Get the sporting green. 1-1 to Wilmer Flores. Now 1-2. Wilmer hit a home run to right center field in the second inning that tied this game. His 6th home run of the year, now with 17 batted in. Facing Will Warren here in the 5th inning. Those are the only 2 runs the Giants have had. In fact, the only 2 hits they've had came in that 2nd inning. And since Wilmer's home run, Will Warren has retired 8 straight Giants. That one ended up right out over the plate, belt high.
Take a peek at Wilmer's homer here. 1-1 fastball, just stays down and through it. And it looks just as cool in animation, doesn't it?
I like it. 102 miles an hour off the bat. So that's not one of those. I mean, that's a hard hit ball. There's no question, but it's not 110 or for a ball that sails to the bullpen in the opposite field over the 385 marker. So that one carried well. 3-2 the count. And that was way up in the air. Shallow center. Bellinger. The wind carries it. And now in front of Judge, he makes the catch. Well, that looked like one of many catches made by Jung-Hoo Lee last night.
Nice job by Bellinger to stick with it.
Sam Huff now struck out looking his first time. Ball 1. 9 in a row retired by Will Warren. This is some of the best pitching that he's displayed so far this year for the Yankees. 2-2 5th inning. 1 out, nobody on. 1-1. Huff is from Scottsdale, the Giants spring training home, but says he grew up a Giants fan. And somebody asked him, well, why from Scottsdale? He said, well, I love Buster Posey. I was a catcher. And that was Buster's team. So I followed him and I started rooting for the Giants. 1-2. And that's too low. 2-2 the count. Drafted by the Texas Rangers, and he hit some home runs early on when he got his first look-see in the big leagues with the Rangers. So he's got power.
He certainly does, and he's got some runway here with the Giants to make some things happen, and I'd love to see some of that power right now.
The Giants have not even had a base runner. And in fact, the whole thing's been about power. A double by Ramos in the 2nd inning, and with 1 out, Flores hit the home run, and that's it. Those have been the only hits of the game for the Giants. Check swing, an appeal, no. Ryan Wills, the first base umpire. 2-2 the count. Huff is a great big guy, 6 feet 4 inches tall. Three and 2 the count.
Back-to-back hitters, he's gone full count.
And he struck him out. 2 down.
Brandon Crawford returns to Oracle Park on Saturday, April 26th. The first 15,000 fans will receive a Brandon Crawford graphic T-shirt presented by Super Duper Burgers. Arrive early for a pregame ceremony honoring Crawford's contributions to the club on and off the field. Make sure you get those tickets at sfgiants.com/promotions.
2 weeks to Brandon Crawford Day. Two down, nobody on. Tyler Fitzgerald struck out his first time against Will Warren. Man, there's been so many swings and misses against his fastball out over the plate. I know he's got one of those high spin rate fastballs that they always say that carries well.
He's able to reel back in that pitch count a little bit. I mean, he wanted a little quicker in here. But the furthest he's gone is 5 innings, so it'll be interesting to see if Aaron Boone decides to get him going. I mean, the Yankees are slowly having a guy play catch. It looks like Cruz from here.
Now 3-1. That was pitch number 85 thrown by Warren in this game. Giants 2, Yankees 2, 5th inning. Yankees are at the top of their order. Judge up second in the last half of the inning. It's a walk for Fitzgerald, first base runner for the Giants since Wilmer's second inning home run. Been a while. And now the pitching coach Matt Blake dispatched to the mound by manager Aaron Boone. So they are conferencing on the mound, and while they do, here's a message from Clark Pest Control.
Life's moments are meant to be cherished, not interrupted by pests. At Clark Pest Control, we understand the value of protecting your home and family. Just say, Clark, we need you.
The Yankee bullpen, they've got some work going on in there. 86 pitches thrown by Warren. Warren is in his third start of the season. He had pitched a grand total of 9 innings in the first 2 and given up 6 runs and 7 hits in those games with 5 walks. So it's been a big improvement already in this one. He's in the 5th inning, has allowed 2 runs on 2 hits with 2 walks. Here's Yaz. He has struck him out twice, and Yaz has been a hot hitter. 0-1 right at the knees with that little backdoor sweeping breaking ball.
Yeah, Will Warren was trying to figure out how to pitch at Yankee Stadium. Coming into today's start, he's 0-3 with an 11.42 ERA, giving up 22 earned runs in 17 and a third innings with a .319 batting average against. So I think he's figured it out.
Wow. 1-1 to Yaz. Willie Adames on deck. Fitzgerald has got great speed. He's the Giants' leading base stealer so far this year at first base. And Yaz went after that changeup. He got fooled.
Real nice arm speed there in that changeup. Yaz takes his time out, try to regroup a little bit here. Got him to chase a fastball up for the punch in the 3rd inning. See if he goes back up the ladder here.
Well, after that changeup, you kind of betting on that?
I would think so.
1-2 the count. Well,
he got it.
That's what he did. But he laid off up out of the zone. 2-2 the count. Willie Adames on deck. 2-2 the score. The Yankees are bunched up toward the middle on the left side of the infield. Nobody anywhere close to third base. There you see how they're playing it over there. Strike 3 called. Fastball knee high on the inside. Still 2-2. Judge coming up second.
Award presented by Provident Credit Union. Go to NBCSportsBayArea.com/AST or scan the QR code to check out Dwayne Williams of Ocala, STEAM Academy in San Jose, as well as the other finalists, and vote for your all-star teacher. The grand prize winning teacher school will receive $30,000. Vote now.
Yankee Stadium, the Bronx, New York. And the Yankees coming up, last of the fifth, a 2-2 tie. Top of the order, Ben Rice. And that's a low strike given by the plate umpire, Ryan Additon. Rice has grounded out to short and walked. On deck is Aaron Judge, the great Yankee slugger. Back to the screen. Big rip. That was a fastball right down the middle. Belled high. 0-2. 93 miles an hour. He might have. He's worked really hard. We were seeing some 97s and 96s and 98s earlier in the game. A little bit low.
Nice job there to set it up, though. He got the fastball up, and he tried to get him to chase that splitter down. Didn't, but well executed. Can double up with that. Go back up with a heater.
Ooh. High and tight. Look out. 95. Very close shave on that one. 2-2 the count. 77 pitches thrown by Jordan Hicks so far. And that's a foul. Stays alive just barely. Sharp breaking ball there from Jordan Hicks. Two and two the count. Center field and in there. Very hard hit, 103 miles an hour, and some pronounced sinking action. First hit of the game for Rice.
Yeah, he hits it hard. That's what he's been doing all year. And I think Jung Hoo Lee was thinking, hey, I can come in and get this thing, but he decides to play it on the long hop. It would have been close.
So now Judge, the power is up big time. Judge has hit a single and he is grounded out. Ball one. Judge grounded out with the bases loaded in the second inning to end that threat for the Yankees. That goes foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Judge is 6 feet 7 inches tall, and a guy who was kind of a Giants fan as a kid in Linden out near Sacramento, and the Giants tried to sign him when he became a free agent. Came out, visited. A mighty cut, and the earth shook.
Jordan Hicks has not backed off the throttle with him, though, so far this afternoon. Challenged him with a lot of fastballs.
That one 97 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Down and away.
Just a reach back heater, top of the zone, gets the swing through, set up that slider, just tugged it a little bit too much on that sweeper. Might throw it again here.
Base hit to left. Juggled by Ramos, and he fires it all the way into Matt Chapman. 112 miles an hour off the bat of Judge for that single. Rice stopping at second.
Yeah, I thought maybe he would have gone back to the off speed just one more time to tease it, see if he would have chased. But to Hicks's credit, he's challenged the big fella all afternoon.
Now Bellinger. Bellinger hit what looked like a high fly ball to left field, and he just kept on carrying, and went for a triple to knock in the first run of the game in the first inning. Big swing and a miss. He struck out swinging on a pitch a lot like that in his second at bat in the third. He's 1 for 2. 2 men on and nobody out. The Yankees with a great opportunity in the fifth inning against Hicks. Hicks, who is now at 85 pitches for the game in these first 5 innings. Goldschmidt on deck. The big hitters are up right now for New York.
Beautiful.
0-2.
A beautiful slider, sweeper, outside corner. As you take a peek there, the Giants bullpen is quiet. And as a sinker baller, you know, you'll trade a base if you can get a double play. You'll trade a base for an out, preferably a pair.
Base hit. Hicks throwing toward third, cut off by Adames. Rice has scored 3 straight hits for the Yankees, and the Yankees lead 3-2.
He tries to challenge him. Fastball top of the zone. That is a swing through spot for Bellinger. Just wanted a little bit higher than it was. And he does get a big knock there. Puts the Yankees ahead here. Great base running by Aaron Judge to go around to third base.
Goldschmidt knocked in a run with Bellinger at third, hitting a fly ball in the first inning. That's down the right field line into the corner, and a fair ball, and it hops over the wall. An RBI double. Judge scores from third. Bellinger will have to stop at third. That's 4 straight hits for the Yankees, who now lead 4-2 with nobody out and runners at second and third.
That'll get the Giants bullpen going with Randy Rodriguez slowly warming up, and that's going to draw the infield in now. First pitch hunting. Goldie serves it out to right field. Oh, didn't get that call. That's a bad one there.
Came in on the corner in the inside, but called a ball to Matt Chisholm. Or to Jazz Chisholm. Matt Chisholm's our PR guy. Not on the trip. I guess we kind of miss him. Yeah.
Probably pitched him the same way.
Nice save there by Huff with a runner at third and nobody out, and a fast runner at third, Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, and he's trying to go with his ace stuff here. Now he's in closer mode. You're looking for the punch out here.
Still nobody out. 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Anthony Volpe is on deck. And Rodriguez continues to warm up in the bullpen. Three and two. That was right down the middle.
Interesting take. I don't know what Jazz was looking for there. He's giving Jordan Hicks an opportunity here now.
And he walks him. And the bases are loaded. So the Yankees threatening a very big inning. They have 2 runs home already. And the bases loaded with nobody out. The Giants perhaps stalling for time. Conference on the mound. Matt Chapman in there along with Tyler Fitzgerald and the catcher Sam Huff. And here comes Bob Melvin. So that may be it for Jordan Hicks. He may have run out of gas here. 94 pitches in. The Yankees have the bases loaded with nobody out. Volpe coming up, and Rodriguez coming in from the bullpen. And as he makes his way in, we'll pause. 4-2 New York. The Yankees 4, the Giants 2. We're in the 5th inning. And the Giants go to their bullpen now, just trying to stay alive in this game. But it's time for a change. Things speedy, oil change, and auto service. Engine light on. They can fix that.
Randy Rodriguez coming in. As you see, there's 6 1/3 innings, 10 strikeouts, no walks, 174 opponent batting average. Last pitch Wednesday, so he's fresh. And he could use a lot of punch outs here, but it's trying just to manage the inning here.
For Jordan Hicks, long day, 94 pitches thrown, 4 runs allowed, 8 hits, and those 3 runners all belong to him. And a big swing and a miss on a high slider. This is not an unusual spot for Rodriguez to inherit. He's been a guy that the Giants have gone to, and there's been lots of traffic on the bases. 1-1 the count. And his job here is to try to limit the damage here.
Yeah, you want to keep it here, and Huff's got to work hard back there because Randy can overcook a couple breaking balls.
That's a strike at 96 miles an hour. 1-2. Now the infield is in. They really don't want to go for a double play right now. They want to keep the Yankees off the board as much as possible. Off the inside.
That was a great pitch there. Good sequence. 1-2 count, chase him in. You'd like to jam it in case you get a ground ball. You get it to that left side of the infield that can handle ground balls so well in Adames and Chapman.
Check swing. Slider down and away. No swing. Ryan Wills, first base umpire. So now it's even more of a tight spot. There's nowhere to put him. Base is already loaded. The guy who's got a couple of career grand slams. 3-2. Pulled foul. He came in with a slider on 3-2. That is Bellinger at third, Goldschmidt at second, Chisholm at first. Right center field. Back Lee on the warning track near the wall. And everybody tags up and moves up. Bellinger scores to make it 5-2. Sacrifice fly for Volpe. Now Goldschmidt at third and Chisholm at second. All right, that
was a great read by Chisholm there to tag up.
Here is Austin Wells, 0-1. So now if you're Rodriguez, you really want the strikeout, right? I mean, you get a ground ball, it has to be right at somebody.
Yeah, you want it every time, but now especially, like you mentioned, now that the double plays are out of order, trying to get that punch here.
Along the left field line, high and foul, and well back out of play. Strike two.
He's put himself in that position right here. He's got a chance to go to some chase zones.
But going back to you mentioned Chisholm with the read. I mean, for a long time, the play there is go halfway in case the guy doesn't catch it. Too high, 1-2. But he tagged up. He said, you know, he's catching this ball, and I'm going to go to second. So the double play no longer in order.
And again, the pressure is on the defense, and the Giants are infield end, but still got a couple more pitches to go for a punch.
Just got a piece of that one. Foul ball. Dominguez, another young guy on deck. Yankees have Rice, Volpe, Wells, Dominguez, all real young guys in their lineup today. Strike three called.
What a great slider. Sped him up with that fastball. And then he just flips this one in there. It's not the best execute. I mean, it's right down the middle, but he just had him so geared up for fastballs. He's able to snap that one in there. It's a big strikeout. Now the defense can kind of set back in their normal position with 2 outs.
So here is Dominguez. He's 0 for 2. 22-year-old playing left field for the Yankees today. He has struck out looking, and he has grounded into a force play. 0 for 2. Second and third. Goldschmidt at third. Chisholm at second. Base hit to left field, and that is a backbreaker. 2 runs will score, and now it is 7-2 New York. The bases were loaded when he came in, and they have all scored now.
Yeah, that one definitely hurts. You got yourself in a good position. You get that out. Throw a good breaking ball, but good job by Dominguez to just kind of stay down and stay with that one. Serves it out in the left field, and 2 outs are running on contact. And Giants almost escaped it, but now they got to try to keep it here. It's a 5-run lead now for the Yanks. And this is a guy you want to get right now. You don't want to turn this lineup over if you're Randy Rodriguez.
9th man to come up in the inning, Osvaldo Cabrera. 1-1. Yankees with a right-hander throwing in their bullpen. There goes the runner from first. And Huff did not have a good grip on that ball, so no throw.
It's his second stolen base on the season for Jason Dominguez.
Foul, out of play, off to the left. The Yankees have 5 hits in this inning, none of them home runs. That's their favorite weapon. They've hit 26 homers through 13 games, but none today, and they have 7 runs. That is the strikeout. But the Yankees get 5 and lead 7-2 with Adames, Lee, and Chapman coming up in the 6th.
Get all your highlights, analysis, live updates, podcast episodes, and more. Everything a Giants fan needs at the NBC Sports Bay Area app. Download it now.
The Yankees now with a 7-2 lead after a 5-run 5th-inning rally. All 5 of those runs charged to Jordan Hicks. When it's time for a change, now the Yankees go to the bullpen. Think speedy, oil change and auto service. Engine light on, they can fix that.
Fernando Cruz coming on to this game here for the 6th time. 10 punch outs in 5 2/3. Came over from the Cincinnati Reds last season. When he's right, you're seeing fastballs in the mid-90s and a cutter and a splitter.
This guy is a huge strikeout pitcher. In fact, he's faced 21 hitters this year and struck out 10 of them. He had the 95 strikeouts as a reliever last year in 66 2/3 innings. Caught the corner to Adames. Adames has grounded out to second and fouled out to first. Giants, who've only had 2 hits in the game, none since the 2nd inning. Left center field, base hit. Bellinger retrieved it. First hit for the Giants since the 2nd.
Ultimate Performer brought to you by your Bay Area BMW Centers. And it was last night Jung-Hoo Lee hit a 3-run home run in the top of the 1st off Marcus Stroman. He became the 10th player in San Francisco history to hit a home run at Yankee Stadium.
And there's been one since then.
Yeah, Wilmer decided to put my name in there.
1-1 the count now to Lee, who has walked and lined out to short. He hit one hard, but caught by Volpe. That ended the 3rd inning. Facing Cruz here. Runner at first. And he threw him a splitter off the outside. Matt Chapman on deck. 7 runs, 9 hits for the Yankees. 7 runs with no homers. Well, he came back with a splitter again. 1 and 2. Nice save there by Wells on the ball in the dirt. 2-2 the count. Jung-Hoo Lee trying to stay warm. When he played in South Korea, it can get cold there, but his home ballpark had a dome.
Right.
Jazz Chisholm. And he pulled him off the bag, and everybody's safe. Good hustle there by Adames. And Chisholm got no outs on that play.
Yeah, you know, again, it's the right idea, right, to try to get the double play, but when you're up 5, protect it, just get the out, give up the base in these kind of conditions. Giants have to take advantage of this.
An opportunity given. Now Matt Chapman. He's trying to get his bat going again. 0 for 2 in this game. 1 ball and no strikes. Chapman is lined out to 3rd and grounded out to 3rd in this game. Chapman has not had a hit for a while, and he'd settle for just getting on base here.
Yeah,
Giants need base runners.
No doubt in 2-0. I mean, he's looking dead red.
Now 2-1. Chapman has not had a hit since he had 2 doubles a week ago today against the Seattle Mariners. 2 men on, nobody out. Check swing in the dirt. Runners hold.
Nice job by Wells to kind of smother that. Got away from him a little bit, but not enough for the Giants base runners to take that extra 90 feet.
3-1 the count. Well, let's see if he gets something to hit here. And we know that Cruz cannot afford to walk him.
He challenged him last time, 2-0. Gave him a fastball right down the middle. See if he gets another one.
It's a walk, and the bases are loaded. So the door has been opened up, and the Giants now trying to charge right back into this game. And Elliot Ramos will come up with 3 men on and nobody out. And the Yankees will conference. Matt Blake, the pitching coach, out to the mound to visit with Cruz. Cruz gave up the hit to Adames, then the error. That was huge. He got the ground ball and got nobody out. And then a walk. Well, we mentioned the Giants, of course, haven't played many games here over the years. They played here in the '62 World Series. Lonis Edgar Bailey from Strawberry Plains hit a home run. Game 3 of the World Series. Tom Haller hit one in Game 4. And then Chuck Hiller. Not only homered, Chuck Hiller was the first National Leaguer ever to hit a grand slam in a World Series game. And that was at Yankee Stadium. Game 4. Pagan hit one in Game 5. And Barry Bonds hit one. I'll never forget that one. At the older ballpark. More than halfway up the upper deck in right field. Check swing, a ball too low to Elliot Ramos. Bases loaded, nobody out. Ramos has hit a double in this game already and scored a run. He's flied out to center.
Oof. Misfired on that heater too. They're trying to go in under the hands. They're trying to stay in on Ramos, not to let him get those arms extended. Makes a mistake, gets away with it. Yankees are slowly getting their bullpen going.
Popped up. And the infield fly rule is in effect. So he was already out. 1 away. Now Lamont Wade Jr. will come up. Luke Weaver starting to loosen up a little bit out in the Yankee bullpen. Ball 1 to Wade. Wade is lined out to first. And then he hit a ball that for a moment looked like it might be a base hit. Then we remembered, oh, that's Paul Goldschmidt over there at first base. And he made a brilliant backhanded stab of it. So Lamont is 0 for 2 and keeps hitting it at Goldie. 1-1. Bases loaded. Scoring opportunity for the Giants, trying to get back in the game. Adames at third, Lee at second, Chapman at first.
Yeah, got to definitely get one in. Love a ball in the gap. Oh, wow. My goodness.
Wow. That bounced 8 feet in front of home plate.
At least. That hit right at the beginning of the dirt. How do you hold it? Huh.
Two balls and a strike to Lamont Wade Jr. Left-handed hitter. He's got some power. Got that short porch in right field. 2-1 the count. Back out of play into the second deck. 2-2 the count. Wilmer Flores on deck. Well, a guy on the mound who can be awfully tough to hit. He's given up 1 home run in 6 innings this year. And just got a piece of that splitter to stay alive.
That was a nasty one too. Nice job by Lamont just to get a piece of it. Way out in front of it, but kept those hands back just enough to be able to flip that ball foul.
Again, Cruz to the plate. And it's too high. 3-2. Well, I think he was hoping that he'd get Lamont to go out of the zone on that one, which Lamont does not often do. 3-2 the count with the bases loaded. Struck him out. Now 2 down, and they have not been able to get anybody home.
One with that breaking ball in that situation. Bases loaded, and he throws a nasty slider. Starts as a strike, dives out of the zone. That is a real big pitch. And again, he hasn't been getting the hits that you're used to seeing with Lamont. He's got a great eye. That when you get a swing through from him, you've executed a nice pitch.
Wilmer Flores, who's hit a home run today, 2-run homer to right center in the second inning. Hit a fly ball to shallow right center his next time. Bases loaded, but 2 down now. Back to the splitter in the dirt. 1-1 the count. So Wilmer now trying to get somebody home here. This was the Giants' opportunity. Got the bases loaded with nobody out. Now 2 down. But Wilmer has been the RBI man for the Giants so far this year. Almost hit him. Sam Huff on deck. 2-1. Wilmer's home run, the first he's ever hit at Yankee Stadium. The runners, Adames is at third, Lee at second, Chapman at first. Right center field, and in there, base hit, and Wilmer comes through again. He's knocked in 4 today. Stopping at third, Chapman, and Wilmer's got 19 RBIs for the year. 7-4 New York.
Well, when the Giants needed it, and they so far this season, who's the guy that seems to be in the right spot? It's Wilmer Flores. Serves it out into right field, in between Bellinger and Judge. Neither one of them can get to it, and that's going to force the Yankees to make another move. And like you mentioned, he's just been swinging a hot bat this season in those kind of spots. Great swing.
Wilmer Flores, 4 RBI game at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees go to their pen. We'll be back.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Well, the Giants have made it a 3-run game now. They were down 7-2. And then with 2 down here, the bases loaded, Wilmer Flores hits the 2-run single to make it 7-4. And the Yankees have gone to one of their top late-inning relievers, Luke Weaver, with Sam Huff at the plate. And he is the possible tying run. A foul back out of play. Weaver has been in 4 games. No runs, only 1 hit allowed in 5 1/3 innings for him so far. 6 strikeouts. He was one of the Yankees' best late inning relievers last year. The year they went to the World Series.
Yeah, the hero of the postseason for them. Pitching some big spots.
1-1 now to Huff.
And he hasn't given a run up a run since last year. Since he's off such a nice start this season.
Just he's only allowed 1 hit in 5 1/3. 1-1 the count. And that's a called strike on the outer third. Wilmer Flores. What a day for Wilmer here in New York. He's knocked in all of the Giants' runs in the game so far. Now he wouldn't mind if somebody else wanted to chip in, like Sam Huff. Wanted to, and I'm back to the screen. Huff had spent some time with Barry Bonds at the ballpark, in the Giants homestand, and had himself a nice game. A couple of hits on Tuesday night against the Reds. No, he got away with that one.
Great take. Great take.
Could have been called a strike, but called a ball.
I wouldn't take it again.
2-2 the count. And too low.
And we had another full count. I lost track. It's at least 26 or so from the 2 games. It's right around there, 25 or 26.
3-2. Now Wilmer will be off and running from first base with this pitch. Paul Goldschmidt plays behind him. There goes Wilmer. Struck him out. Changeup. The Giants get 2 of those runners home and trail 7-4.
upcoming schedule brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. That's one more game here at Yankee Stadium tomorrow morning at 10:30 West Coast time. Then it's off to Philadelphia for 4 games against the Phillies. Then the road trip concludes with 3 games in Anaheim against the Angels. Remember to catch pregame live a half hour before every game.
Giants will be home a week from Monday when the Milwaukee Brewers come to Oracle Park. Yankees 7, Giants 4. The Giants go to their bullpen here when it's time for a change. Being speedy oil change and auto service. Engine light on, they can fix that. And it's Lou Trevino, the veteran right-hander, coming in.
Yeah, he's looking to get a little bit of work, and he only threw a third of an inning against the Reds on the 9th of April, so he's got a little bit of time off. But this guy, we've seen him be at his absolute best in other uniforms, but he's come on with the Giants in spring training and early so this season, just been able to be dominant with his pitch, and he's got an arsenal. He likes to throw lots of different things. You're going to see 4-seam fastball, sinkers, cutters, changeup, sweeper, curveball. He does really the whole kitchen sink coming at you, and when he's right, he's coming in with some high velocity too.
By the way, you mentioned going to Philadelphia. The Giants on Monday start a 4-game series against the Phillies, one of the premier teams in Major League Baseball. Always a contender. Great talent. So 4 games in a row coming up in Philly. The Phillies are in St. Louis now. They lost to the Cardinals last night, but they won today 4-1 in St. Louis. Giants get there Monday. Well, here's Ben Rice. He led off that 5-run 5th inning rally with a base hit, and he blasts one down the right field line. Gone. First ball swinging, and the first home run of the series for the Yankees. 8-4 New York.
Well, wasted no time. Gets a first pitch cutter. Keeps the hands in. I mean, kind of middle in, but gets that foot down, keeps those hands inside the baseball. As you can see, barrels it up and drives it deep into the seats in right field.
Now Aaron Judge, more power. Strike 1. Knee high on the inside. 27th home run hit by the Yankees this year. This is their 14th game. 1-1 to Judge now. Judge has hit 2 singles in 3 at-bats in this game. Scored 2 runs. But he has not been the RBI guy. He's been the guy getting on base and getting knocked in. They chant MVP here at Yankee Stadium. 3-1. Ben Rice, another one of the young Yankees, getting his 4th home run of the year. And that's a walk. Not close.
Yeah, Ben Rice, I mean, 7 of his 13 hits, extra base hits so far this season.
That homer by Rice, by the way, if you thought, man, that ball got into those right field seats in a hurry. As Bellinger takes ball 1. Well, he hit it 113 miles an hour. Rice, who is 26 years old, Ivy Leaguer out of Dartmouth. Bellinger, the big rip. Bellinger, a guy who once hit 47 home runs in a season for the Dodgers. whose father played for the Yankees years ago, Clay Bellinger. Now he's a Yankee. Adames, the shortstop, one away. Bellinger had earlier hit a triple to knock in a run, and he also had hit an RBI single back in the 5th inning. And here in the 6th, he pops out, one away. 8-4, Yankees leading, and Paul Goldschmidt will come up. Goldschmidt's had 2 RBI chances in the game, and he's knocked in a run both times, with a sacrifice fly in the 1st, and then with a double down the right field line in the 5th. That was a very big hit in that rally that it made it 4-2 and put runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out.
And wasted no time too. First pitch, served it down the right field line. It's a tough one. He's been a Yankee killer, or a Giant killer, for a long time. Loves the uniform.
Jung-Hoo Lee in center. The wind seems to knock that one down a little bit. He started to go back and then held his ground and even came in a little bit. 2 down. And here comes Jazz Chisholm. Giants got 2 runs in the first half of this inning. And the Yankees get 1 back right away. Still have Judge at first with 2 down. Chisholm 0 for 2 with a walk. 0-1 the count. The Giants in the 7th inning will have Fitzgerald, and then the top of the order, Yastrzemski and Adames, as their first 3 due up against Weaver. Jazz Chisholm, he's got lots of power. 0-2. Two strikes to count with 2 down. Wow, that one broke the wrong way, didn't it?
Well, it's a changeup, so you want to leave those arms side, but you're right, it kind of took off on him a little bit. But he throws, like I mentioned, he's about 5 or 6 different pitches.
Like an old-time screwball that time. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Judge back to first. Two and 2. Trevino blowing on his hand after every pitch, trying to get some feeling back in there. And he struck him out with the changeup. But the Yankees, on a home run by Rice, get one of those runs right back and lead 8-4.
Game summary is brought to you by Toyota. And it's been a weird game so far early in the game. It was trading some blows there in the first, as you see the Yankees put on a couple. The Giants answer back. Wilmer Flores has been the guy this afternoon for the Giants. 4 RBIs, going 2 for 3. But Cody Bellinger and the Yankees had a huge 5th inning. Batted through that lineup in the 5th, and Giants tried to answer, and then the Giants need to kind of chip away here, down 8-4 going into the top of the 7th inning.
Tyler Fitzgerald will lead off for the Giants. He struck out and walked. Now the plate umpire walks away from the plate. Something is that a ball got on the field out in left field? How does the ball just get on the field out there?
Maybe a bad toss by the outfielders. I don't know. I didn't see that one.
So it was retrieved, and now we'll play. Fitzgerald 0-1. Yastrzemski on deck, and then Adames is due up 3rd in the inning. Shallow right field, Aaron Judge in fair ground.
Let's take a look at Coors Light beating the pressure and its team slugging percentage versus off-speed pitches this season in the major leagues. And the Giants leading the way at the .543 slug. Cardinals, Dodgers, White Sox, Diamondbacks. Giants doing a nice job.
Off-speed pitches, eh? Now Yastrzemski, he struck out 3 times in this game, all against the starter Will Warren. 8-4, the Yankees lead. Yeah, has been having success, especially lately, but not so much today. 2-0. Luke Weaver seems to have kind of found a little niche for himself here in New York with the Yankees. And a foul coming back toward us. The count is 2-1. Weaver got into 62 games last year. He pitched 84 innings and only allowed 52 hits. That's not many hits in 84 innings.
No, he found himself in a nice groove with the Yanks, like you mentioned, and then it was shining bright in the postseason as well.
Last year, Weaver in the World Series against the Dodgers, where not many things went right for the Yankees, except when Weaver pitched. He pitched 5 innings and gave up just 1 hit in the whole World Series. Got into 4 different games. 3-2 now to Yaz. And in the whole postseason last year, including the Championship Series and the Division Series, he pitched 15 in the 3rd innings and only allowed 3 runs total. 3-2. That's a high fly ball down the right field line, twisting back and into the seats. And it did not have home run distance. Judge gave chase, but it
looked the part. It sounded the part for a little bit.
Sounded great. Soaring fly ball, but just a foul ball.
He's just looking to put the ball in play. Hasn't been his afternoon so far. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Looking to hit a ball hard somewhere.
3-2. Adames on deck. Back to the screen. Changed up. Again, Weaver And it's a walk for Yastrzemski. That's what the Giants need. They need base runners. Doesn't matter how. I mean, he'd like to get a hit, but a walk works well for the team. So here is Adames. He singled leading off the 6th inning, and that started a 2-run rally for the Giants. Adames, 1 hit, 3 at bats today. So Yaz at first with 1 out. Strike 1. Cutter on the outside. Weaver's a guy who's been around for a while. Broke into the big leagues with the Cardinals. That's a strike. 0-2. He got to the big leagues all the way back in 2016 the first time. He was a starter in those days for St. Louis, then went to D-backs, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Seattle. Came to the Yankees late the year before last.
Yeah, parts of 10 major league seasons. I mean, he's bounced around a little bit.
1-2. But things kind of came together for him as a reliever here with the Yankees. Because when he was in Cincinnati 2 years ago, man, his numbers were horrible. Yankee bullpen getting busy now. And that's too low. 2-2. Good take there by Adames on a changeup.
Yeah, they got Leiter Jr. now warming up.
Giants are trailing 8-4. Jung-Hoo Lee is on deck. Yastrzemski, the runner at first. And back to the screen, Adames. Making it still 2-2, keeping it 2-2. High in the air to right. Judge, 2 down. Yaz holding it first. Now Jung-Hoo Lee will come up. Tomorrow's game, first pitch 10:35 in the morning Pacific time. Logan Webb on the mound for the Giants against Carlos Rodon. 10 a.m. Giants pregame live on NBC Sports Bay Area. Yaz diving back to the bag. Goldschmidt there. Nobody really close to third base for the Yankees. The third baseman's way over towards short. Ball 1 to Lee. Lee has walked, lined out to short, and been safe on an error by the second baseman Chisholm. So he's 0 for 2, but he's been on base twice and has scored a run. (2-0). Matt Chapman is on deck. 35,455 the announced crowd, but with the cold weather and the rain and whatnot, not nearly that many in the ballpark. Same story as last night. Down the right field line, base hit. Lee heading for second. Yaz to third as Judge gets it back in. A double. Second and third with 2 down, and Chapman coming up. And another double for Jung-Hoo Lee. That's 8 doubles this year.
Yeah, just a great swing, great extension there. You wanted a little bit more of a skip to see if you could get it to the wall. Kind of checks up right there and lets Judge stay in front of it and keep it in front of him. But if not, Yastrzemski was going to score there. But either way, you got Chapman with a chance right here. Start chipping away a little bit. 2 out RBIs.
Well, a base hit could mean a couple of runs here. Cut that Yankee lead in half. Off the outside. Called a strike.
Oof. That was a gift.
1-1 the count. Chung-Hoo Lee just moved ahead of Kyle Tucker of the Cubs for the National League lead in doubles with his 8th of the year. 1-1 to Chapman, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. And strike 2 call. Wow.
Pretty good pitching sequence there when you think about it. He got that strike called off the dish, but he got enough of it, and then he backs up with a changeup.
Two and 2. Chapman he's been a week without a hit, so he's definitely due. Two and 2 with 2 down. And runners at second and third. Yastrzemski at third, Lee at second. Both ready to take off at the crack of the bat. Three and 2. Well, they've definitely taxed Weaver now, who's thrown 30 pitches since he came in with 2 down in the 6th inning.
And they know the nitro zone for Chapman's middle in. They've stayed away the whole time. So it's up to him to go cover that pitch if it's there.
Struck him out. Pitch off the outside. Might have been ball 4. 8-4. Yankees leading. 7th inning stretch time in New York. All right. Thank you, Laura. Did we mention that it's a little chilly out here at Yankee Stadium? And you have to, if we've mentioned it about 1,000 times, sorry. It's just sort of.
You're telling the story.
Very much on our minds. It's really cold. And I salute all the players on both of these ball clubs playing as well as they played under these conditions. Not baseball weather, that's for sure.
Your kids can gear up like Patrick Bailey on Sunday, April 27th. The first 7,500 kids age 14 and younger will receive a Patrick Bailey headband presented by Bank of America. Head out to Oracle Park for youth baseball and softball day. Get Rangers Giants tickets at sfgiants.com/promotions.
That's the next homestand. Starts a week from Monday at Oracle Park. The Brewers in and then the Rangers in that weekend. 2 weeks from this weekend. There is Lou Trevino, who pitched the 6th inning for the Giants and now back for the 7th inning. And Anthony Volpe will lead off for the Yankees. Giants starting this road trip where they got the win last night. And this is the kind of a road trip, if you're a Giants fan, you can get a little nervous about a trip like this. You got 3 at Yankee Stadium, not an easy place to win. 4 in Philadelphia, definitely not an easy place to win. Then you got 3 in Anaheim, where the Angels have been playing really well early on this season. They were 8-4 coming into this weekend. But you want to hold your own on this kind of a trip. You like to win and go win 6-7 games or whatever. But you also don't want it to go the other way and go into a trip into some tough ballparks and tough cities and a lot of travel, a lot of tiring kind of travel. You don't want to go 2-8 or 3-7, something like that. So it was a very good sign to see a win last night. But now the Yankees with an 8-4 lead here today. So
yeah, it's certainly encouraging. 6-1 on the road so far this season, and that was the one thing you could probably circle as you looked at the season of 2024, that they just didn't play that well on the road. So you like what you've seen so far?
They started that road trip. They went to Cincinnati and then to Houston. And both of those cities have been really tough places for the Giants to win over the years. And went 5-1 in those 2 places before they got home. That is strike 3 called on the inside to Anthony Volpe. 1 away.
It's a beautiful change up here. Watch the movement on this pitch. He had a little gripe, there's no question, but good presentation by Huff. Gets the call.
Austin Wells now has singled, popped up to short, and struck out looking. Well off the outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The new Yankee Stadium, which opened in 2009. The Yankees won the World Series the first year in this new ballpark. That was the year they beat the Phillies that year. The Phillies were the defending World Series champions. They won the whole thing in 08. You see the Giants defense, how they're playing it. Adames well over toward the middle against Austin Wells. 2-0 the count. And a foul back out of play. The Giants, of course, used to be in New York. And when we come to Yankee Stadium, it's always we look across the river because that's right where the Giants played
Polo
for
grounds, yeah,
75 years. When this ballpark was built, you could see one from the other. 2-2 the count now. In fact, at one time in the early 20th century, the Yankees became a tenant of the Giants at the Polo Grounds. They both played there. And the Babe came along, started hitting home runs. It became the greatest draw for selling tickets in all of baseball. Everybody wanted to see the Babe. And then the story went that John McGraw, the manager of the Giants, went to the owner and said, listen, tell them to go get their own ballpark. The Yankees started doing well. They were winning championships, and they outdrew the Giants one year. He says, why don't you just get them out of here? So the Yankees had to build their own ballpark. They built Yankee Stadium. They built it right across the river. There was a story that they might have liked to have built it in Manhattan, not far from the Polo Grounds, but there's a high pop fly and Adames out number 2, so Wells is gone. They had this very hard rock in Manhattan, and the architects told the owners of the Yankees, you know, it would cost a fortune to cut into that rock and build clubhouses and whatnot, tunnels from the dugouts to the clubhouses. But if we went across the river from where the Giants play, they don't have that kind of rock over in the Bronx. It'd be a lot cheaper. So they built the ballpark right across the river, and that was history. Little bouncer passed them out. Adames in a hurry, and out. Jason Dominguez. Dominguez thought that he beat the play. He's telling the dugout, hey, you better tell him to check with the umpires in Manhattan in the review.
They're checking it. They want a review.
So this will go to the umpires at the review center over in Manhattan.
New York is challenging the outcall at first base.
That's Lance Barksdale, the crew chief. I think a manager, if his player feels strongly about it, he wants to back up his player. Now remember, the call was out, and they have to feel that it's indisputable that the video shows, and there's a look at the replay center over in Manhattan. You were just over there in that vicinity, weren't you?
I was.
With the fan?
Yeah.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. New York will retain the challenge.
So Dominguez was right. He beat it out. Infield hit, his second hit of the game. And now Oswaldo Cabrera will come up. Cabrera has singled, flied out, and struck out. 1 for 3. That's a strike. In 1951, one of the most famous pennant races of all time, the Giants playing in New York across the river, and they ended up coming from 13.5 games behind with 44 games to go, and they tied the Dodgers in the last day, ended up having a playoff with them. And then Bobby Thompson, the Giants were trailing 4-1 into the last of the 9th of the final playoff game. Got a run, got a rally going, and Bobby Thompson came up, hit a 3-run homer, and they won the pennant. And the World Series began the next day. It was all here in New York. Giants and the Yankees. And you know, they were partying, they were on TV shows, they were the toast of the town in New York City after the incredible comeback victory, the comeback pennant race. And one of my favorite stories, Monty Irvin, great Giant, Hall of Famer. The Giants retired his number a few years back at Oracle Park.
Right.
There it is, 51. The Giants played the Yankees the next afternoon. Wasn't even a night game. It was the next afternoon after all of that. I don't know if everybody even had a night's sleep after all that. Now it's 3-2. In the first inning of the first game, Bobby Thompson hit a double, got to third base. Leo DeRocha was the manager, but he was coaching third base, and Monty Irvin said, you know, I think I could steal home on this guy, left-hander Eddie Lopat. And Leo said, I think so too, just don't go too early. And he stole home, a straight steal of home in the first inning of the first game of the World Series. That's all. Cabrera down swinging. Lou Trevino has given the Giants 2 innings. Ramos coming up.
Wi-Fi built for streaming live sports with extra low lag. Stream the biggest moments from the best seat in the house with Xfinity.
8-4, the Yankees lead the Giants as we go to the 8th inning. And the Yankees go back to their bullpen when it's time for a change. Think speedy, oil change, and auto service. Engine light on, they can fix that. And there's Mark Leiter Jr. in for the Yankee bullpen here for the 8th.
Yeah, last thing he threw just a few days ago against the Tigers, only went a third of an inning, so he's trying to get a little work in here. But he struck out 7 of the 17 batters faced so far this season. So even though the ERA is not pretty yet, that just kind of happens with a reliever. But he's been throwing the ball pretty darn well for these Yankees.
So the batting average against him is only 133. Tough to hit.
Oof.
Wow. So the Giants who need base runners, and they get one right away. And that, man, that really has to hurt today because it is freezing in here. Out here.
I mean, just the sinker totally gets away with him. Gets in right in his nameplate.
93-mile-an-hour sinker right in the back. Lamont Wade Jr. now 0 for 3 in the game. Trent Grisham is now in center field for the Yankees, replacing Bellinger.
The Giants are hoping that the trend kind of continues so far this afternoon. As every time the leadoff runner has gotten on, they've scored. So get a little something going for the Giants here.
Strike 2 call. Ramos led off the second inning with a double. And then later Flores hit a homer. Adames led off the 6th inning with a single. And then later Flores hit a 2-run single. Wilmer's knocked in all the Giants' runs. And that's all for Lamont Wade Jr. He was not up there very long. And he is 0 for 4.
A 3-pitch see you there. That was just pitching at its best. Nasty split finger there to finish that at bat.
Well, here's Wilmer. 2-run homer in the 2nd, 2-run single in the 6th. 2 hits, 4 batted in. 0-1. $19 RBIs this year now for Wilmer Flores. Ramos, the runner at first. Aaron Judge leads the American League with 20 runs batted in. Goldschmidt on the bag at first with Ramos. And a high fly ball and a shallow left. Volpe out. Not this time for Wilmer. 2 down. In the National League, Alonso began the day leading the league with 18 batted in, and Churio of Milwaukee 16, Teoscar Hernandez 16, Kyle Tucker 16. But Wilmer Flores right at the moment is number 1, 19. 2 outs. Sam Huff. Ball 1.
Huff is looking to get rewarded. He's been able to work full counts each of his 3 at bats this afternoon, but he's gone back to the dugout on strikeouts, but he's worked the counts.
2-0. We're in the 8th inning. The Giants are down 8-4. The Giants have only 5 hits all day. 3-0. Well, after 3-2 counts, now he's 3-0.
Green light him, John? No? We'll see. I think he's just a pair of shoes in there. Yep.
Well, and that didn't have to be called a strike. Three and 1.
See if he challenges him again here, up 4. See if he gives him another fastball.
Whoa. Just a bit outside. So a walk for Huff, putting 2 men on. And they've been gifts from Leiter, a hit batsman, Ramos to start the inning. Now a walk to Huff. So here's Tyler Fitzgerald. He's reached base 1 time today with a walk. The Yankees have more action going in their bullpen now.
Looks like Tim Hill's playing some catch. Saw him in yesterday's ball game.
We got the lefty Yastrzemski on deck. Matt Blake, the pitching coach, out there for the Yankees. So cold. The wind chill factor at game time was 33 degrees. So I don't know what it is now. I don't think it's going up.
It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we're taking a guess on that since I don't think we have any feeling. If we could get some feeling back at our fingertips, we could tell you if it seemed a lot colder than it was. Tyler Fitzgerald 0 for 2 with a walk today. Ball 1. Ramos at second, Huff at first. Back to the screen.
Good aggressive swing there.
Now if he gets aboard, Yastrzemski would come up as the possible tying run. That's why Hill, the lefty, is getting ready in the Yankee bullpen. 1-1 the count. The bunt, but goes foul. Just trying to get on base. The Giants need base runners. The guy's behind him. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two and 2.
He'd love to find a way to get this to full count. That's for sure. Let these runners kind of get going. Give Huff an extra step. And we get it.
Another full count. And the runners will be set free to take off with this pitch now. Giants have had 2 hits for the day in 7 at-bats with runners in scoring position. There go the runners. And a foul into the upper deck off to the right. Try it again. Ramos back to second. Huff back to first. Mark Leiter Jr. 3-2. Runners go. And another foul into the second deck off to the right.
Sure seems like the rain's picking up a little bit, doesn't it? Just a little bit.
Yeah, there's definitely rain falling once again. 40 full counts now in the series. That's been a thing here for 2 days. Runners go, and a pop-up. Aaron Judge looking up into the rain. 2 stranded for the Giants. They've left 8 runners on in the game. 7.5 in the books. It's 8-4 New York.
To go this season and stream the games on the NBC Sports app, brought to you by Toyota.
We're going to the last of the 8th inning here at Yankee Stadium on a gray, brutally cold day and wet. Rain falling again. And Camilo Doval comes in now from the Giants bullpen, making his 7th appearance of the year. And he had a tough go of it during the homestand at Oracle Park, so he's trying to put it back together now.
Yeah, he's had almost a week in between. Like you mentioned, had a rough one there against Cincinnati, but trying to get it right. So we have a pitch comp situation.
For the Yankees, Ben Rice will lead off. Rice, who hit a home run down the right field line, leading off in the 6th inning, the last time the Giants went to the bullpen. He came in to face came to the bat to face Lou Trevino and immediately hit a home run. Well, he checked it and it seemed like they had it worked out, but it's funny, the pitch count ostensibly was with a runner at second base to be used, where teams were getting so complicated with their signs to try to keep them from getting relayed by the runner at second to the hitter. They said, well, the pitch count it'll move things along. You don't have to worry about it. Just punch the number and the pitcher will be told what the pitch is. No signs given. Rice hit that one very hard, but right to the left fielder, one away. But now teams are saying, you know, why even give signs with nobody at second base? Now they just use them all the time. And this is Aaron Judge. 0-1. Judge in this game has hit a couple of really hard hit singles, and each time that he hit a single he ended up scoring a run. He's also drawn a walk. 2 hits, 3 at bats.
Pretty good pitch.
Could have been called a strike. Judge's knees are a little bit higher up off the ground than most. At 6 feet 7 inches tall. 1-1 the count. 97 down and in. 2-1. Yankees have hit 1 home run in the 2 games of the series. That was by Rice in the 6th inning. Lou Trevino went 2 innings, gave up just that 1 run while he was in there. Adames. And that's all for Judge. So 2 down. 2 times Judge has grounded out, and 2 times he's hit a single. So Bellinger, who has tripled, struck out, singled home a run, and popped out.
Ooh. Changing eye level.
Bellinger started the game in center field and moved to left field when Grisham went into center. 1-1 the count. Grisham replacing Dominguez in the batting order. Two down, bases empty. 8-4 Yankees. Nice, right at the knees, right on the corner. Just right where Javier Lopez used to throw him.
It's not a bad place to make a living.
2 down, nobody on. And yes, he lays out, and he has it. I kept waiting for an umpire to give me the call. Finally, the first base umpire, Wills, said, yeah, that's a catch. Nice play by Mike Yastrzemski. He'll be coming up to lead off in the 9th. Last chance for the Giants, who trail 8-4. Now from Yankee Stadium, and the Yankees leading 8-4 over the Giants, and the Giants have Yastrzemski, Adames, and Lee coming up. The Yankees make a pitching change, and their new closer, the former Milwaukee Brewers right-hander, Devin Williams, comes in. He of the great changeup, Javi.
Yeah, the airbender is what he features more than anything, and you know his strikeout percentages and totals have been quite impressive for his career. He's got over 380 strikeouts in just around 240 innings pitched. So he's going to attack you, throw lots of strikes. He hasn't had the greatest start to his Yankee career, but the Giants just need to find a way to get some base runners and make him pitch in some traffic.
Yeah, Yankee fans been booing him. He's had some hard problems here in New York. Yaz 0 for 3 with a walk. Plus he made one of the defensive plays of the game there to end the Yankees' 8th inning. A foul out of play. The ball was hit by Cody Bellinger.
There he goes Superman in on him. Real nice play. And usually, you know, they used to say you make a great defensive play, you lead off the next inning, good things happen. See if that happens here.
There's a changeup, too low. 2-1. Three and 1. 93-mile-an-hour fastball there. Williams in 4 other games, 3 innings pitched, 5 runs and 5 hits allowed, 4 walks. And there's another walk.
That's what you want. Just get some traffic. A guy's not pitching with a whole lot of confidence right now.
Willie Adames. He's had a 1 hit in 4 at-bats. Grounded out, fouled out. He had a single in the 6th inning and scored a run, and he had a fly ball to right in the 7th.
We got another Rosenbag.
A new and improved Rosenbag.
We're getting 2 of them so we're gonna have 4 out there. Yeah, 4 bags out there. There we go. Check change. He's taking 2 back with him. Okay.
Adames will stand in. These were teammates just last year with the Brewers. 1-1.
Giants have the right part of the order up here in the 9th inning. See if they can make something happen.
Jung-Hoo Lee on deck. Yaz at first. Right past third and down the left field line into the corner. Yaz will stop at third. Matt Williams giving him the hold up. A double for Willie Adames against his old teammate from Milwaukee. And the Giants, down by 4, have a couple of runners on.
I got one fastball by him. This one, fastball chased him up and in. Nice job by Adames to get the hands inside of that. Sends it right down the line. And then you got second and third, nobody out. One of the hotter Giant hitters up right now, and that's what you want. You want to create traffic. The Giants have done that, and now there's some rumblings going on here at Yankee Stadium from the fan base.
Lee hit a double his last time up. A called strike. Lee has had a walk, lined out to short, reached on an error by Chisholm, and hit a double. Ooh. 0-2 the count. Matt Chapman is on deck. Giants have 6 hits for the game. 2 hits in 8 at-bats with runners in scoring position. They have 2 of them out there right now. And that is all. A changeup, and he chased it as it ran off the outside.
Yeah, he got a steady dose of the air bender there. 3 of them, and that's just nasty.
Chapman 0 for 3 with a walk. Starts him with a changeup. The airbender.
Yeah, it's 4 in a row.
It's got like it has its own nickname.
Sure does. Well, you can throw it that well, you can name it whatever you want.
2 balls, no strikes to Chapman.
And he's the kind of guy that really needs it. His fastball doesn't, it just makes it play up. It's going to be 92, 93, 94. But when you can change speeds like that, mid 80s change up, that's a lot to cover as a hitter.
2-0 the count. And the changeup for a strike. Two balls, 1 strike to Matt Chapman. The Giants need 1 more base runner to send the possible tying run to the plate. Ramos on deck. Another changeup. 2-2.
That's one of those like Trevor Hoffman situation, right? You know it's coming. You know you're going to see a changeup, but it's still hard to make contact with it.
Struck him out.
Get another one here. Just a dive in the late life on that pitch.
Two down. Runners at second and third. Ramos the hitter. Elliott 1 hit in 3 at bats, a double. 0-1. Fastball at 93. Ramos hit a double in the first inning. Has flied out to center, popped out to first, and then he got hit by a pitch in the 8th inning. Back to the changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lamont Wade Jr. on deck. Fouled that one off the catcher. Very painful for Austin Wells. The Giants down to their final strike.
He spiked that ball into the dugout. Not happy. He's worked hard these last 2 days.
One and 2 to Ramos. And that's it. A non-save situation for Devin Williams. But the game is over. The Yankees have evened the series, and it sets up the rubber match tomorrow morning Pacific time with a great matchup. In this one, the Yankees 8, the Giants 4.
Yeah, it was a story of really 1 inning, right? The 5th inning is the one that kind of couldn't get under control as far as Jordan Hicks is concerned, and that ultimately was the decider. Besides that, the Giants have played these Yankees extremely well at Yankee Stadium, and like